Last year, I managed to grow my hair from this to this in the space of 6 months. But there were still some things I did last year that don't quite align with my waist length goals. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 6 things that I did in 2025 that I'm actually not doing in 2026 to retain length on my fine natural hair. What's up, Curlies? Welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. It's your girl Kiki, and if you are new here, I do all things curly hair tips, product reviews and styling. We have made it into 2026, but with a new year comes new hair goals. Although we've made so many improvements when it comes to hair length and retention, there are still some things that need to go in the bin from last year that we don't need to be doing this year. Last year, I learned a lot about my natural hair. I went through phases of breakage, split ends, and where my hair was not retaining length, as it hasn't been for a few years now. I've been stuck at bra strap length, but last year I managed to make sure my hair was the healthiest it can be, and last year was really all about just remedying the damage and all of the split ends that I saw at the start of the year, which I managed to do. This year, however, is all about retaining those inches and growing inches, not just retaining them. So what we are doing this year is we're really boosting the length retention and making sure that our routine is locked in. So here are the 6 things that I am not doing this year that I did do last year. So the first thing is washing my hair in mini twists. I was a mini twist warrior last year and a twist warrior in general. I was deep in my protective style era, and it's not going to stop anytime soon because it really did serve me well. But what I learned from that experience was mini twists do not work when it comes to fine natural hair and washing and shampooing the hair. I actually did this on one occasion. I was really trying to stretch those twists to like 4, 5 and 6 weeks, and in doing that I obviously needed to make sure my scalp was clean, and I tried to shampoo my hair in twists, which I did. However, the experience didn't really go as I expected. The washing process was pretty easy, but what I did find when I actually was taking down the twists is that there was a lot of tangles and matting that occurred, and I won't be doing that again, let's just put it that way. A lot of people suggest wearing like a stocking cap and washing kind of that way as the ladies do when they have knotless braids and braids and stuff like that, but braids and twists, they're not the same. And if you have fine hair, it's not the same. I feel like a lot of this advice comes from a place of people who wear their hair in braids or they don't have fine hair, because if you have fine hair, mini twists and washing are not the best combination. The fact that the hair is fine means that it's prone to tangling, and if I tell you, my hair when I took it out was almost in locks at some points. That's why I'm not doing it again. And the breakage that can happen and all of that stuff is just not worth washing your hair in mini twists at all. So going forward, what I will be doing if I decide to get mini twists, which is not looking very likely, is I will definitely just take them out and redo them if I want to, or just be done with the style, because that's it. It is expired. From the moment you need to wash your hair and you consider doing it in mini twists, you might as well just call it a day. The second thing that I'm not doing this year, what I actually did do this year, is although I did not like the mini twist experience, I did really like the jumbo twist experience and washing my hair in 4 twists. So what I did a lot last year is I washed my hair when it was loose. And I've always grown up seeing a lot of natural hair ladies wash their hair loose, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with washing the hair loose. But when I tried to wash my hair in 4 jumbo twists, the amount of shedding that I saw was so much less than when I would wash my hair when it was loose. The amount of tangles I got was so much less, and the overall experience was just a lot more, it was just a lot easier than when I washed my hair loose. So this year I'm going to be not washing my hair loose. I'm going to be doing it in jumbo twists. Only 4 jumbo twists, because anything more than that starts to become a little bit tedious. But it really did work for me last year, and towards the end of the year when I was doing this, I saw some real benefits from this method. So that is something that we are taking into 2026. The third thing that I am not doing this year is I'm not leaving my hair wet in twists. A lot of you probably already know that I put a stop to air drying anyway. But there was a point in time where I was on holiday. I was in Dubai and I didn't want to do too many wash and goes, and I just put 2 twists in my hair, 2 flat twists, and I was like, yeah, in this Dubai heat, the hair's gonna dry, no problem. But no, why did I put the twist in the morning and the hair was still not dry by the evening? I feel like this is my real downfall, is just like leaving my hair wet. My hair really does, I've learnt that my hair thrives a lot more when it is dried prior to protective styling or any sort of styling, as opposed to leaving it wet. Or at the most, if I do choose to do it on damp hair, I will then make sure I dry it off with my bonnet hairdryer afterwards. But leaving the hair damp and expecting it to dry in any sort of protective style just doesn't work unless you don't apply like any product, or your product is literally like the thinnest spray leaving. So I've learnt that, and I won't be doing that anymore. The fourth thing that I won't be doing this year in 2026 is I won't be trying to stretch my protective styles to 4 and 5 weeks. As I mentioned, when I was doing mini twists last year, I tried my hardest to make them stretch, and unfortunately my hair is just not the type for twist or protective styles to be in that long. I find that when my hair, typically anyway, gets to the 3-week mark, it's time to come out. The style gets quite frizzy, and although I can like get over the frizz, like at the moment this style that I've got in, it's large twists and it's been in for over 2 weeks now. It will be 3 weeks in, what day are we? Friday? No, we're Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It'll be 3 weeks in 3 days that this style's in. And although I can get over the frizz, it's the scalp itching that I can't get over. And my hair needs to be washed. Ideally, in an ideal world, my hair will be washed every 7 to 10 days. That's like the sweet spot. But with me not wanting to manipulate my hair too much, I try now to stretch this to 2 weeks. Now, I found anything over 2 weeks, my scalp just can't tolerate it. And I think this is because, number one, it is absolutely normal to wash your hair every single week. The scalp needs cleansing and clarifying. And stretching the amount of time that you're doing this not only creates build-up, it's uncomfortable, and you can also risk your hair being dry, because when we shampoo and remove all the products, that's when the real hydration occurs. And if you're extending this amount of time between washes, although you are moisturising in between, you're just piling like moisture on top of like product on top of product. So we do need to keep a good wash day schedule, even though we are trying to reduce manipulation. So the balance there, for me anyway, is every 2 weeks. Going 4 weeks or even aiming for 5 weeks is just not realistic for me, and it doesn't work. And being that I can't wash my hair when it's in twists as well, just means I have to take the style down and just get over it, because it don't work. The fifth thing that I'm not doing this year, that I kind of did last year, more towards the beginning of last year and not towards the end, because at the end of last year I really came to terms with my hair length goals, was I am not caring about what people think of my hair. I generally don't think anyone personally thinks anything about my hair anyway, but it's more towards the point of I feel my most authentic and best self when my hair is curly and it's out. or it is just not in a protective style. Being that my hair length goals don't coincide with me doing loose styles and styles that are not stretched out. So that means I've got to keep my hair in a protective style 80% of the time. And although I'm learning to love it now, I haven't always loved it and I haven't always felt my best. But towards the end of last year, that is something that I got over and something that I had to just come to terms with. And I also started introducing hair wraps. That is also something that at the beginning I saw it online. I saw a lot of ladies doing it and I was just like, I wish I could do that because it just looks so convenient for keeping the hair away, keeping it protected and things like that. And I felt like I couldn't do it because I felt self-conscious. I felt like if I would go to work with my hair in a head wrap, I don't know what I thought would happen, but I thought I just don't like, personally, I don't like drawing attention to myself. I avoided it, but in the end I just got over it and I was just like, I'm gonna do the head wrap, I'm gonna do my edges, and I just don't care. My hair length goals are bigger than what I care to have my hair like on a day-to-day basis for the sake of people that ultimately I don't really care about that much. So that's something this year that if my hair is getting to week 2 of my protective style and it's getting frizzy, it's getting a little bit to the point where I need to redo it, I'm just going to put a head wrap on and I'm just going to get over it. So that's something that I'm not doing this year. I'm just going to do whatever serves my hair best. The 6th thing that I'm not doing this year that I did last year is I am not overusing detangling tools for my hair. I'm someone who can become a little bit obsessive with the detangling process, especially when the hair's already tangle free. I enjoy the process of like brushing my hair constantly, even though there's no tangles. And I need to really stop doing that because it's just over manipulation for no reason. And I've done a lot of research when I've been doing these comparison videos on fine hair naturals and naturals who manage to get their hair to waist length and tailbone length, and they all kind of sing from the same hymn sheet. They all say use finger detangling and then go in with tools if you need to, but finger detangling should be the priority when it comes to detangling. And I'm really going to try my best this year to finger detangle mostly and then use a tool if I need to after that process. So I think being gentle with the hair in general is something that I need to really work on. I can sometimes be a bit heavy-handed and get a little bit impatient with the detangling and styling process, and at times I can often like just pull my hair out for no reason because I'm just being a little bit too rough. So this year I'm going to stop that. I'm going to prioritise finger detangling in the first instance, and then I'm going to just use my tangle teaser brush afterwards if I need to. I hope you've enjoyed this video on the 6 things that I'm not doing in 2026 that I did in 2025. Ensure you are subscribed to the channel for lots of new videos and content from me this year, and I will see you in the next one.